But my job is not to be popular. My job, although it helps, my job is to do the right things for Canada now and do the right things for Canadians a generation from now.
So the tax on carbon will go up April 1st by 23%. This is going to affect a lot of people in a lot of different ways. The federal government's arguing 80% of households get more money back in rebates than they pay in carbon taxes directly. The federal Conservatives are arguing, and Pierre Poilievre, who's way ahead in the polls, and this is the major reason why, has argued for 18 straight months that this tax is unnecessary and putting a burden on everyday Canadians in the worst affordability crisis we have arguably ever seen. Yesterday in Calgary, ironically enough, Justin Trudeau doubled and tripled down on this policy.
The fact that we pushed off this problem for decades already means it gets more and more expensive to make the changes that are necessary. And that's an easy thing for short-term politicians, short-term thinker politicians, to say, oh, we'll get rid of the price. They don't talk about the fact that they're also going to get rid of that check, the Canada carbon rebate, that puts more money in the pockets of the vast majority of Canadians. But my job is not to be popular. My job, although it helps, my job is to do the right things for Canada now and do the right things for Canadians a generation from now.
He's not wrong. I mean, this is not a popular, a tax never is. But this is a necessary thing for us to eventually get on board with. I mean, that's just the bottom line truth. And it's never going to be great, no matter when it happens, and it's going to take a long time. So someone has to get in on it so that our country can get ahead of it and maybe be a leader in that space. I think you got to look at your citizens and realize people are living very close to the line. And this type of increase is it's just not possible, really, at this point.
This isn't coming out of nowhere, you know? Like, this isn't just suddenly something new that's catching everyone by surprise. It was a decision that was made well before we've had these issues with inflation and with interest rates and that sort of thing. But if I was giving advice, though, I just wouldn't have something happen on April Fool's Day. You know?
It's quite the day, isn't it?
Well, yeah, that is a good point,
It's
too.
giving Pierre Poilievre the opportunity to call it Justin Trudeau's, April Fool's Day tax and that sort of thing. So if I were to give one piece of advice, if you're going to have something new happen, have something that people maybe aren't too thrilled about happen, maybe not on April Fool's Day.
I think the policy is the correct one. Mm-hmm. In any other environment, pun not intended, but this, okay? I mean, we've gone to the Supreme Court in this country and argued this policy, and the Trudeau government's come out on top in a big way. This has to happen. This is an issue we all have to deal with, and I will own an EV car in the next 3 years. I can guarantee you that. We've never seen an affordability crisis like this, however. And to sit there 20 points back in the polls, and I feel like this could be the end of his time as Prime Minister for this reason. Pierre Poilievre has got him. Because either way he goes here, Pierre Poilievre's going to win. If he doesn't cut this tax back by April 1st, the federal Conservatives are going to have a field day with this. And quite frankly, it's a message a lot of Canadians will receive from an anger standpoint. No one likes to get taxed another 23% on anything. We're like the most taxed nation on earth to begin with. It is technically an increase, and the message that the Conservatives are hammering home hits. So if nothing's done, Poilievre can continue that message and maybe go even up higher in the polls. If Trudeau now backs off, Poilievre looks like he has him by the collar and can claim, I did this, and I'm now the Prime Minister. Thank you very much.
Could Trudeau just say, hey, I'm listening to Canadians. I've heard
That's what I think.
People
I
are
think
saying,
this could actually be a bonus for him in this moment of listening to his constituents.
Normally, I'd agree with that. The problem is that message for the Conservatives has been out there the axe the tax has been out there for so long and not reputed much by this Liberal government. The messaging has been so poor. I don't think that would win. I just think chess-wise, politically, I don't know where Trudeau goes.